Hello everybody, and welcome to Ancient Architects. Please subscribe now to get the latest ancient history news and independent research from around the world. After spending many weeks delving into the ancient history of Anatolia, it was time to revisit some incredible footage I was sent at the end of last year from Dakota Wint of the Dakota of Earth channel. As well as visiting the incredible Pre-Pottery Neolithic site of Karahan Tepe and giving me so much incredible footage, he also sent me some drone footage of Somatar. I know that whilst planning his trip to Turkey last year, Dakota had been talking to Chuck Appleton of the CF App 7865 channel, who many of you know sadly passed away last October. It was on Chuck's recommendation that Dakota should visit Somatar, because as Chuck once said in a tweet, Somatar, Somatar Harabesi, Turkey, not far from Karahan Tepe, most important site in all my research. Chuck never shied away from making bold statements, and anyone that followed his videos over the years knew just how important Somatar was to him. He may have made between 20 and 30 videos on the site, and I've linked the ones I can find in the description below. Chuck had been researching Somatar for years. I've looked into it for a couple of days, so in this video, all I'll be doing is introducing it, and then if I've piqued your interest, I would advise watching Chuck's back catalogue for more. Right or wrong in his ideas, Chuck certainly had a passion for this site. I also want to add that some of the pictures I'm using in this video come from NEXT's website adeptexpeditions.com. He also has a brilliant video on location on his YouTube channel. I've linked both Dakota's and NEXT's channels in the description below, and both are certainly worth subscribing to. So, where do we start? Somatar lies 60 km southeast of Urfa and 30 km northeast of Haran. It's actually not too far away from the pre-pottery Neolithic site of Karahan Tepe. Official sources are few and far between, but I found a paper that was written by Youssef Al-Bayrak in 2020, and this gives us some important background. There are also a number of websites that I've linked below. Somatar was chosen as a place for people to settle because its location in the Tek Mountains is where many important natural springs are located. There are 10 ancient wells in the modern village, and all of which are still used today. In the early 1900s, there was no permanent settlement, but in the past century at least 100 houses have been built. And it's during this recent period of occupation when many of the ancient structures were sadly destroyed. There are a number of rock-cut tombs in the low hills and ridges surrounding the central mound, and on the hill to the south, at the entrance to Somatar there are some striking reliefs, one of which is certainly the Mesopotamian moon god Sin, and another the sun god Shemesh. There are also associated inscriptions, one of which leaves a date for this relief statue, which is March 13th, 476, which is actually around 165 AD. The oldest tombs, some dating back 5,000 years, are concentrated in a circle around the central mound, and the further away from the mound you go, the fewer graves you encounter. It's important to note that the entrance to all these tombs faces the mound. There are also no tombs in the region that do not see it. So the focus of Somatar is certainly the mound, a structure that Chuck once speculated may have actually been a ruined pyramid, and with the aerial footage provided by Dakota, I'll let you be the judge of that. According to excavations in the region, Somatar was inhabited in the Chalcolithic Age, the Bronze Age, the Iron Age, the Hellenistic period, and, as stated, also the present day. It seems to have been at its height during the time of the Abgar dynasty of Edessa, from the 2nd century BC to the 3rd century AD. From this period, we find the remains of walls and turrets on the main central mound. There are mausoleums and also more rock-cut tombs dug into the mound itself. There was also a sanctuary to the planets that was built on the mound, and there were also 7 temples that were built on the surrounding hills. Some speculate that one was dedicated to the sun god, another to the moon god, and others to the gods of Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Venus, and Mercury. There is also a nearby subterranean chamber or cave, and this is known as Pognon's Cave. Inside are written references to the planets and the moon god, making it even more likely that this region was a sacred place to venerate and also observe the planets. There are also relief carvings of human figures, and these are believed to be the personifications of the planets. Some say that these are the planet gods. If truth be told, Somatar is still little understood, but it was a sacred centre of religion, with the mound itself thought to be a representation of the Lord of Gods, with everyone praying towards the centre of the hill. In excavations in 2012, 120 tombs were discovered, some for adults, some for children, and some for families. In a child's tomb, archaeologists found this chariot toy that was made from clay. There was even a wooden pin that went through the wheels so it could roll in a realistic fashion. This toy apparently dated back to the Bronze Age. It's around 5,000 years old. There was also a children's rattle with a bird motif. It is these ancient Bronze Age tombs that all face the mound, a mound that later became a major religious site dedicated to the planet deities. The deities worshipped here are the principal gods from the surrounding cultures, and, as we've seen, there is a strong connection to the Mesopotamian moon god Sin, whose principal cult centre was nearby Haran. Somatar was a place where people escaped to when the Parthians attacked the Urfa region, and it is thought that from the 2nd century BC, a time when Somatar was thriving, the city was like a religious melting pot, with various cultures and traditions coming together at this location. So, in summary, Somatar started out life as a settlement because of an abundance of natural springs. Then it was believed to be a centre of ancestor worship in the Bronze Age, with a strong focus on the mound. And then in even later history, it became a centre of worship for the planet deities, gods that dominated the Haran pantheon from Assyrian and Babylonian times all the way through to the Islamic. That really was just a brief introduction to Somatar, and there are so many other fascinating facts, observations and theories I could go into. But for now, I'll leave you with this incredible drone footage recorded by Dakota Wint in December 2021. Thank you for watching and enjoy. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Ancient Architects. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel, please like the video, and please leave a comment below. Thank you very much.